Hey YouTube, this is Scottish Claymore bringing you a new thing on my channel, a deck profile. Deck profile is a Rescue Dragon deck. Yes, Rescue Dragon, not Rescue Rabbit. There aren't too many videos on YouTube that I've seen of a full deck profile for a dragon type deck anymore. That's not a Chaos Dragon deck. Generally because I think the ban list really hit the other kind of dragons decks like Hopeless Dragons, and so I used to run a Hopeless Dragon and I felt it was too slow, and so I reformatted it to this Rescue Dragon deck. So let me know what you think. Please leave a comment or like and subscribe, and I'll definitely be coming out with more deck profiles. I have 10 decks that I actually run, so keep leave a comment about anything that you think should be improved. I also don't have a side deck for this, so any advice on what to put in a side deck would be great. So here it is. Without further ado, here it is. So first, we have our normal monsters for the rescue rabbits. So we have 3 Alexandrite dragons. This guy, he is a beater. He is death to Thunder King. That's basically it. He steamrolls a lot of things, and if you draw him first turn, you have 2,000 meter right on the field. So I really like having him in the deck for that reason. Also, I run Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon in this deck. So he basically, with Rescue, if you get a Rescue Rabbit in your hand, you can basically bring 2 of these guys out, and you have an instant Galaxy Eyes to get over whatever your opponent has. Next, for the other rabbit, I run 3 Luster Dragons. Again, these guys are 1900 beaters, and they charge into T-King, they'll crash. And again, if you draw into him, you get a 1900 beat stick on your very first turn. A lot of people have trouble getting over this, especially if you go first. So it's great to have these guys. Next, of course, I run the 2 Rescue Rabbits. We already talked about them. Gotta run them. And then I run 2 Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragons. I have a couple other 2000 beaters, and these guys, you don't have to use dragon monsters to summon him. You can use anything with 2000 or more. So basically, if you run Cyber Dragon, you can use it. If you run, any of your XZ's monsters that run out of, units that use a Utopia, and you run out of things, and Utopia is going to be targeted, so sacrifice Utopia and another 2000 monster, bring out this guy. It's a great card to run in this deck. It works really well. Next, I run the 1 Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. Have to. It's dragons. This guy, you can special summon. You can special summon your Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon from the graveyard, I believe. So it's just crazy, and it's great for that. Next, I run the 2 Divine Dragon Apocalypse. This guy is great. If you happen to have a Galaxy Eyes in your hand, and your Red Eyes is in the graveyard, you discard your Galaxy Eyes, bring back your Red Eyes, and then you use your Red Eyes to special summon your Galaxy Eyes. So this guy basically takes the place of Red Eyes Wyvern. He brings back your Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. You don't need to run Wyvern in this deck. It's basically useless. You already have 6 meters, so what's the point of having an 1800 monster in the deck? Next, I run 1 of Interplanetary Purpley Thorny Dragon and 1 Cyber Dragon. This guy is pretty self-explanatory. Your opponent has a monster, you don't special summon. He's 2000 or more, great for Galaxy Eyes. And then, of course, Interplanetary Purpley Thorny Dragon. This guy is great to surprise your opponent with. It's kind of like Gorz, except it's it's weaker, but unless you're going up against a big beat stick, your monster can get destroyed. Maybe you have one of these guys sitting on the field in defense mode, then it gets destroyed. You special summon this, and your opponent either has to attack into it or end their battle phase. So it's great to bring this guy out. And again, he's 2200, so he's good for Galaxy Eyes. Next, for consistency and to speed the deck up, because otherwise it would be too slow, I bring in the Tour Guide engine. Yes, the Tour Guide engine. There's actually another reason for this. The other reason is that with any rescue deck, you need to be able to bring out Leviair to be able to pull back a rescue dragon, rescue rabbit. It just gives you that extra consistency, and it definitely speeds up the deck. Not just because you can bring out any basically rank 3 XCs, but also because you can bring back your rescue rabbit with Leviair. Next, I run 2 tuners in the deck. I run 1 Dragon Aklas, which I'm going to be switching for a Dread Dragon as soon as I can find one. Dread Dragon, basically, its effect is if it gets destroyed by battle, you can add 1 level 3 Dragon-type monster to your hand. So that basically means if I have to sacrifice this tuner for whatever reason, I can get him to my hand right away. So basically what happens, the reason I'm running a 2-star Dragon Tuner is because I want to be able to summon Trident Dragon. He's a good win condition, and you always have back row with this deck. So he's great to, you use your Rescue Rabbit, get 2 Luster Dragons or 2 Alexandrite Dragons, summon him, and either from the grave or whatever, there's a number of ways you can summon him, of course, and then just sink into Trident Dragon, and you got a 3,000 beater on the field that, if you happen to have back row, can basically, attack 3 times. So he's great. He's a great card to have. I definitely like running him. But again, Dread Dragon is just better because if you have to lose him, then you can get a free tuner to your hand. And this guy can bring out, of course, Black Rose Dragon or Stardust Dragon, any level 7 or level 8 card, Synchro Monster. So it's great to have. Finally, last monster, Gorz, because it's Gorz, and you need to stop the OTK. So on to spells, that's actually 22 monsters. The deck has 42 cards, because I think the rescue decks, I could run less cards. I find that it runs pretty well with 42, so I'm okay with that. So I run 2 Pot of Dualities just to add consistency to the deck, and you don't special summon all that much anyway. You do, but not too much, so he's easy to pull out a Galaxy Eyes or something, and that's it. And then, 2 MSTs, because it's MST, you gotta stop the back row of your opponent. Then 1 Monster Reborn, 1 Dark Hole, 1 Heavy Storm, and 1 Book of Moon, all the staples, the usual. Right now I run 1 Forbidden Lance, and I don't know, dragons are really high in attack, so I usually use it on my own dragons to save them from a Mirror Force or something like that. It's nice to be able to use it on your own Galaxy Eyes, for example. But I might switch it out for Pot of Avarice, because it would also be nice to recycle some of your normal monsters in case you have a dead Rescue Rabbit, or if you bring back Leviair and you want to use it a 3rd time, you can use it if you happen to have a Pot of Avarice. So we'll see about this. Then 1 Mind Control. You definitely want to run this in this deck. Again, steal their monsters, substitute for Galaxy Eyes, and then or you steal the XE monster and then overlay your Utopia, overlay your Chaos Ray, or your level 5 or higher, you can overlay Gaia Charger. That's 10 spells. On to traps. You have the Solemn Brigade, self-explanatory. This deck relies a lot on clearing your opponent's field, especially their monsters, so you definitely want a lot of monster hate. Dimensional Prison, same thing. Good against Watts. Will not run Bottomless Trap Hole because Watts are more prominent than they were before, thanks to Thunder Seahorse. This guy, he doesn't matter what the attack is. Bottomless misses all the Watt monsters, so basically it's useless against that deck. Probably would run Bottomless in the side deck. Then run 1 Mirror Force, 1 TT. Self-explanatory again, monster hate. May up the number of these, but for now it seems to be working fine. 1 Compulse, just to get over, annoying monsters like Zenmaines. 1 Call of the Haunted, to bring back your tuner if you need to, or, any number of other cards, of course. And then 1 Starlight Road, because the deck runs a lot of back row. On to the extra deck. First, Synchros. You run your Black Rose Dragon for your Delta Flyer, just basically blow up the field if you need to. 1 Exploder Dragon Wind. This guy is great, if your opponent likes to play a lot of defense, just to keep attacking the card, to keep getting hit. It's instantly destroyed, so no flip effects, i.e. Gravekeepers, and, they get hit for the attack points of whatever card is destroyed. So this guy is really good against Gravekeepers. I really like running him in that, and he's good against pretty much other decks too, but that's definitely the one matchup where this guy comes in handy. Then Scrap Dragon, sort of like just a smaller version of Trident Dragon, except that he can destroy back row, so he's there for that. 2 Stardusts, one for the Starlight Road, and 1 in case I want to bring him out with Delta Flyer. And 1 Trident Dragon, as I said before, he is one of your win conditions, and he is like he is a beast. If your opponent has no back row, they're basically screwed. Even if he gets Veilered, he's still a 3000 beater, so it's not too bad. I do like running just one of this card. I don't think you need two, because you only have the one tuner, so that's it. On to synchros. There are a few. Of course, I've already mentioned Leviair. Leviair is, bring back your Rescue Rabbits. Zen Mains for stalling if you have to. Of course, you have the two tour guides, or two possible summons from the tour guides, so I only really need to run the two rank 3s. Rank 4s, you got your Photon Papal Operative. Such a great card. So good in so many situations. Queen Dragon Jin. This guy is amazing when it comes to running a dragon deck. Basically, all the other dragon monsters can't be targeted for attacks, or can't be destroyed by battle, sorry. They can be targeted for attacks, but they can't be destroyed, except for this guy. And also, you can detach, if you want, you can detach one XYZ material and bring back a level 5 or higher dragon from your graveyard. So, he is boss. Or she, sorry. One number 16 Shockmaster, because it's Shockmaster, and Rescue decks get this out really easily. Might run 2, but right now 1 seems appropriate. I don't go into it that much, but when I do, he's very useful. Utopia, just for Utopia, happens, if you need to stall, he's great for that. Utopia Ray for the Utopia and the Mind Control. Gemini Pearl, he'll probably get switched out for, as I said, either another Queen Dragon or something like that. But for now, he's 2600, so he just gets over annoying cards like Utopia and Stardust and stuff like that. And then your Gaia Dragon, the Thunder Charger, just for your Mind Control. So that's the deck. Definitely leave a comment. I'm eager to hear what you guys have to say. And subscribe if you want to see more deck profiles. I definitely will be doing more openings. And let me know what you think about the deck. Anyway, thanks for watching.